Good morning. It's August 30th, 31st, 2024. And it's the Wall Street Weekly Wrap Up with your host, John Newquist, and it's NVDA week. And it did not disappoint me. It was volatile for those that are momentum trading. They wanted to hit the whisper numbers, whatever that was. Somebody's got these things. You know, you can't do this. It's a good company. Ignore the noise. We've hold it. Don't be out there selling it. Buy and try. Get the low. Doesn't work that way. Let's talk about earnings. Monstrous. It's 68% share. It is a $3 trillion company, and it doubled revenues, 122% from a year ago. Doubled it. Could you imagine if Apple, who's at flat revenues, doubled their revenues? What would happen at $10 billion, trillion-dollar stock? The Blackwell H200 platform started shipping out to your big customers, you know, Microsoft and Amazon and so on, Meta. And see what it's like. It's fast, super fast. It's going to start in the fourth quarter of this year, and it's going to continue all next year and part of the year after that. And they're going to ship several $billion in 4.4. This is amazing. You know, everybody's waiting for this. And then Grace Hopper shipments, the H100 is going to increase second half. They're making it available. They've got the production down, and there's going to be plenty of them for the other ones. You know, it's still a good chip. Everybody wants to see what the Blackwell can do, though. That's what the amazing thing is. And demand, of course, is above supply, as it always is, because they're 2 years ahead of everybody else. And you know, like I said, people can get up there. You can see, you know, the peak frenzy up to $140. Remember, we split right around over here at the jump. You know, it was got down at, yeah, I say the $90 level was split, 4-to-1 split, and of course, you know, still does well. Look at this nice 200-day moving average. Wow, this is great. This is what you want. Forget the noise above this. This is a nice steady trend, and if you bought, you're up. So we've held NVIDIA for years, you know, over 10 years. Intel, one of our holdings we bought at $19, it at $22. Bloomberg put out today it could split its products and foundry. Remember, they make fabs, makes the chips. Then they got Intel itself as a selling point for all the other stuff they do. I like the fact that Intel has a good competition to the Grace Hopper chip, the H100 from NVIDIA. Not the fastest, but it's damn close. They just can't make it as fast as Taiwan Semiconductor. The fabs are in there. They're going to go in Ohio. They've got problems. I think Pat Gelsinger, a year from now, August 2025, will not be the CEO of Intel. Why? Because look at the stock performance. Holy smokes. $50 stock down to $19. People are screaming. You hold Intel, you thinking it's going to be the competitor to NVIDIA. Not so good. You know, I'll go back in the way back machine. Let's go back 30 years ago. Intel was in the 20s. You know, I mean, we're talking, this is just like unbelievable. Somebody said it was like the 70s, and you know, I don't go back that far. But you know, the earnings dropped. I mean, this is like $30.19. You had Intel there. You lost 5 years of gains almost. Man, that's amazing. Let's look at the market. Oh, look at it. It's up. Broad breath. Remember, NASDAQ was leading. Now the S&P is doing well. And the Dow, a brand new high, 4161. You know, I always remember when they put the Dow hat on, you know, when it was during the craziness of the late 90s. And then you had to put your 10,000 Dow hat back when it collapsed in 2007, you know. And now if you started buying, you know, on March 9th, 2008, the low, you're at $41,000, 4 times your revenue, and that's remember, we're trying to get 8% a year. That's a good game. We want to beat the S&P 500. S&P 500 running, man. Utilities, real estate, consumers, staples. Holy smokes! So you know, these people that are betting it all on the Nasdaq, heavy duty Nasdaq, they're trailing the market, and that's it. We're broad based. We're doing good. Of course, you know, it doesn't hurt to have NVIDIA up 150% this year. The indicators, below 4. Look at the interest rate. They're all anticipating at least a 25% rate cut in September. A lot of people have hope it's going to be 50 basis points. I don't think so. He would have given us a good solid signal. Remember, the Fed doesn't want you to get upset. They're going to telegraph this a mile away. Time is for a cut. Time is for directions. He's going to get a cut. It might be 25% cut for every Fed meeting, but yeah, I don't think it'll be 50. And that could tank the market for a little while until they get used to it and say, okay, we're getting the cuts. You know, just not as fast as everybody wants. Crude oil, man, I tell you, you know, we have energy. We have Exxon and Conoco, and it's $73, and it's just lucky it's not collapsing down to 52-week lows. You know, and OPEC's going to make more. So guess what? More supply, lower oil. You know, Exxon and Conoco, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep on pumping it because they're making money at $60 a barrel. They're printing the money, billions of dollars. Natural gas, $2. It'll go back a little bit below that as winter comes along because they make a fortune. I mean, it's plentiful in there. Gold hit the high and then retreated a little bit. That's not bad. People are just amazed. You know, we were talking in this, buying at 16, 17, 1800, and not bad. Silver just almost hit 30. Copper, you know, still wanted it before. And then look at coffee. All-time record high this week. All-time record high. Man, you know, $8 for a cup of coffee with a couple espresso shots at Dunkin', man. I don't know what Starbucks is. I don't like Starbucks, but it's not cheap. So I got the Keurig, and I like the Keurig. And that's where, you know, you want coffee, most likely it's going to be the Keurig today. I can buy every flavoring you want at a store that they sell at Starbucks and Dunkin'. Every flavor. You can even get the churro flavor. Salesforce, CRM, Customer Relation Management. It is revenues up 8.5, disappointing over right here at the earnings, and it's been downhill. Look at this thing. You know, 300 down up to 240. Man, a third of this value disappeared with a company that's supposed to be an AI leader. No, NVIDIA makes the chips, Taiwan Processes makes the chips, and ARM is in the Grace Hopper chip. Those are the three AI stocks. Everybody else uses the AI. And, you know, like I said, they're not buying their own chips like Microsoft, Meta, Amazon. Those are the ones who are going to be using the chips. This is just using the technology from an AI data center. So it's down, it's up. I think they're good. I mean, I just don't use them, and you know, it's high. And this is indigestion. I mean, you know, you can't, you know, have some X amount and drop a third of the value because they missed estimates beyond everybody. You know, I mean, there's a big fund manager that's been around as long as I have, and his club members are hot because, you know, you lose a third of your money and you might be putting in, you know, you're not buying all his 40 stocks, you know. You buy what he talks about, oh, it's a good stock and it should be, you know, 500, and think, okay, I'll buy this because it's going to do the best, and it tanks. Not good. GlaxoSmithKline, we don't own it. We like it because it used to make Xantex, and I've been watching this thing. They will look at the Supreme Court. The big thing is they lost the Chicago case, they being the plaintiff's attorney. A rare class action lawsuit loss. 16 epidemiology studies showing nothing with Xantex. Ranitidine. I think I said it right or wrong. Did not do. So look at this. When they won the court cases, it's gone up. Now, it's not up as much as it could be, because remember, it was a lot higher. But, you know, I always look at the 200-day moving average because it's a nice, solid slope. So if you want to get into GlaxoSmith time, it's time to go. You know, we're heavy on health, so I don't know if I want to add another health one. You know, I mean, I don't want to go too heavy on health, but it's good. And when they come back with original ranitidine, which I think they will, it's going to be a blockbuster. You know, everything else is like second. This was the king. Oh, super microconductor. You know, I spelled the stock symbol wrong. You know, it's that dyslexia thing. Look at this thing. Boy, $1,200 from $200. Wow. And now they're delaying filings. I hear rumors that Dell's eating their lunch on the servers. You got to remember, it's not on the chip. They're putting together the chips on the server, and they're using the, you know, the stuff from SMCI. And, you know, I don't know what the truth is. You got to remember, I get to go to these data centers. And when I see the SCI, you know, the super micro everywhere on a label at a big AI data center, then I might tell you to buy it. But right now, I don't think so. I mean, I go after these places that put these things together. you know, multi-million-dollar refrigerator of chips, as I call it, and keep them cool. That's why we bought Vertex. Berkshire Hathaway, man, Warren is just. I always laugh, I was talking about, well, you can't be a little heavy, but look at Warren. He's 92 sus. He's richest guy in the top 5 or 6 or whatever it is. $1 trillion market cap. You got to give your hat, This guy is literally the largest utility around and the second largest insurance company around, and he's hit a record. I mean, look at this thing. And, there's years that he doesn't do good. He pared down the apple. He did it. And people are saying, and they always use the Buffett indicator, which I really don't buy into. But you know what? He's building up a cash. And I always remember, wait till it's big fat pitch in the middle and then buy that stock. Good stock that's going to be around for next 20 years. And we kind of look at that principle. We always believe in buying the top leaders in each sector. And, he bought Snap, though. Whoa. I mean, and he bought Series the one that he bought. I'm sorry, it's not Snap. And, he didn't explain why. Nobody's asking him why. How come he can't ask Buffett, why do you buy Siri, of all things? Well, you got online radio. That's it. That's it. You can't, you can get AM radio, FM radio, but you want to listen to your podcasts with the top podcasters, Siri's got them. A lot of money. Not done well, but energy is our focus this year on this, not this year, but this week on these sectors. We have Exxon and we have ConocoPhillips, the XLE, which is the ETF for energy. This isn't bad for something that went from $90 to mid-70s. Everybody's cycling it. All those analysts who were predicting in February we'd be at $100 oil in the summer were wrong. We're wrong. We got like 3 more weeks of summer, and if the Saudis and everybody else are going to start making oil, we're going to get down to maybe $68, $67 oil. When Lebanon launched a lot of missiles at Israel and vice versa, it did see some spikes up, but, like I said, it's going to be, tough. People, like I said, the big driving season is going to come up at Labor Day, and after that, I think it'll drop dramatically. But, it'd be kind of interesting what it'll be around election time. Again, ExxonMobil, OPEC's going to increase the production. Look at this. This is a wedge. Which will it go? I'm going to say it's going to break to the negative. I honestly think we might retest these lows back 95. But they are making a fortune. And that's what people are looking at. They're returning. They're buying back stock. Dividends, great. It's a great stock. This is, I always tell people, when you got billions of dollars you make every year, you're doing something right. And I don't know if you want to sell that kind of stock, at least not us. So. And ConocoPhillips, same way. Good dividend. Going to buy Marathon. Slowly going to be in there. Somebody's going to balk at this. I wonder, like if the Justice Department's going to say, how many oil companies are there and how many could there be before you say it's antitrust and it's anti-competitive? I heard Secretary Reich complain about the supermarkets. 5 is too many. 5 people dominate the market and can jack the price up. So, if that thinking gets out there, we might see a lot less mergers, and, that's not such a bad thing, too. But it did break out on the merger, that Marathon people are going to buy. Both are actually good programs for safety, too. In our heat map, we knew we took a hit on NVDA, but, boy, it could have been worse. Remember, there's a lot of momentum traders in it. Otherwise, look at everything else that's not tech. JP Morgan all-time high, Berkshire Hathaway all-time high. Look at the financials. Go into healthcare, that's green, and discount stores, except for Dollar General. Holy smokes, that's like collapse. But our Walmart did good. Exxon, all these energies were green this week. Materials, utilities. Look at utilities have been hot. Look at NextEra up 1%. All these things. Real estate overall is good. Industrials, our big Lockheed Martin and our industrial companies are doing good. So I think people, like I said, everybody focuses on the big ones and stuff. Broadcom coming out next week with earnings. Everybody's going to watch it. I really don't think it's an AI play. It's an AI user of AI and stuff, but we'll see. Other than that, kind of a little longer week because we had to talk about the king of NVIDIA. And we'll see you next week. Enjoy the Labor Day. Have a good holiday, and I'll talk to you later.